I've scoured the internet for pre-release information for the NES version of Final Fantasy 1, and I found several bits that come from Japanese magazines that were before release, and it starts right now. In one of my earlier videos about FF1, I talked about the magazine called Famicom Shushin, and we're actually going to dive in and see exactly what they say about FF1 before it came out. So right off the bat, the cutting room floor, which is where I get everything from, says that this magazine mentions the advanced jobs known as Masta Monku and then Doshi, which I don't actually know what that is, so we're gonna figure it out. Oh, that says Doshi, but it's actually Daoshi, which is a priest. Okay, so your white mage, I guess, would go from white mage to priest, which actually came back in FF3 as a usable job. The very next thing that they show is an early world map, and actually there's a few interesting things about this that we're gonna look at straight away. I'm gonna make my screen just a little bit smaller so you can really see what's happening. So I guess that you would have to know just a little bit about the world map of FF1 before you really get into this. But there are several really weird differences. Like, first of all, that is very clearly to me an airship, and you most assuredly do not get the airship in that particular place. You actually get it like down here. So right here is Cornelia, which is where you start the game off, and the way that you would take to get to the Chaos Shrine is completely blocked by mountains initially, which it's right here. It would be right there. I don't even see a castle there. So right off the bat, that's very different. And so moving right along in the game, Matoya's mountainous region is completely gone in this early version. Provoca looks like it's there, but it kind of looks like it's surrounded by mountains. Peninsula of Power is still there. It looks as if the world map itself hasn't changed a great deal, but just like minor landmarks look slightly different. And then you take your ship and you go down to Elfland. And Elfland, if you gosh, I don't know how far I can zoom in, but if you look at this part right here, which is Elfland, it looks as if that's the same layout as Cornelia, but like skewed slightly. I don't know, it's real strange. The Marsh Cave, I don't even know if you could reach the Marsh Cave, which is down here in the original. It doesn't even look like it's been implemented yet. So you do the Marsh Cave, blah, blah, blah. And then you go up to the Western Keep, which is somewhere around here in the final release, and it's most certainly not there now. So the next place you would go in the game is the Dwarf's Cave to get Narek to blow a hole in the canal to move forward. And it looks as if, I can't really tell from here, it looks as if the canal may already be there, but I can't find the port that is used to go to the Dwarf Cave. In fact, I don't see any ports. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. It looks like ports are these like brown. That's how you would get to the ice cavern, which would be, I guess, right there. But that's how you would get to Crescent Lake, which is not even a town yet. The volcano's there. The ice cave is not quite there. The windy rivers are there for sure. The Earth Cavern, it looks like it could be there, but also it's not. And Melmond is nowhere to be found. Because there's the port to get to Melmond, but the town itself is where? Sardis Cave is kind of still there, but kind of not. Heading up to the northern continents, Lefane should be here in this area, and it's not. Also, the one tile spot where you land your airship is not there. That little pond, whatever, is there, which is a neat little lake. The Citadel of Trials or the Castle of Ordeals is not implemented yet, and all the little holes for the Cave of Bahamut. I think that there's less islands there too in this early form. The Waterfall Cavern is, well, I mean, you wouldn't be able to see it anyway, but the waterfall looks as if it could be there. The Caravan is not there, and if the Mirage Tower is there, it's covered up by a big, weird airship. The town of Gaia is not there. The town of Onrak could be there, maybe. All in all, super interesting, but it just looks like not a lot has been implemented yet. So in these couple of pre-release screens that you'll find, and the cutting room floor put the final release next to it, which is really nice. You can see that the ports are vastly different. They're just like, well, it's hard to make out what they are, but it seems like just white squares. And the same at the port in Provoca, it's just sort of like concrete squares, I guess you could say. You might have seen this image before. This massive image. But the cool thing about this particular image is that there are two screenshots that are not a part of the final release, and we're going to dig into those. This is blown up from that ad that we saw. And there's a ship here and an airship there. I don't know what this is. I don't know if that's an early Cornelia. Maybe your fighter is blue for some reason. I'm not even sure where this could take place. It could be Cornelia, but I don't know. But my favorite thing on the planet is the next image. This bad boy makes me very happy. This dragon, which this spells out dragon, by the way, is massive. But more importantly, you see the character lineup. And what is this last one? I used it in a previous video of mine to showcase a sprite that never made it into the game. I don't know that they're the same, but they look an awful lot alike. But since when can a white mage use a friggin' sword? Never. Dadion? The strange names that exist. Darian. That's what I'm getting for Darian. Darian, Kim, which is nice. Is that Saikun? Maybe. And then Moseremu. I have no clue. But this is a dragon. Everything else is pretty normal. But why in the world did we not get this huge dragon? I love that dragon. And I still don't know what this is, but we gotta move on. This is a whole separate magazine that I found. But this, it's really hard to see, so I'm gonna blow this up. In fact, let's go ahead and do it now. Let's copy this image, move it over to here. We're gonna paste it, and we can really sort of hone in on what's happening. This says ogre. That is the Japanese spelling of ogre. Olga. And these don't look like the ogres that we're used to in-game. And by the way, this party's getting completely decimated. Crazy horse. These are crazy horses, so mad ponies. They look so different. And what's happening with this one's legs? I can't zoom in any further. It looks wonky. There's something different going on with this, though. But nothing else is happening on screen, unless it's about to use an attack of some sort. But it looks like Cornelia is about the same, with the exception that I guess that is Cornelia, from earlier. That port is still the same as the ugly one from before. Matoya's cave doesn't look too different. Oh, and then the cutting room floor decides to put what the ogres ended up being in the mad pony. Crazy horde. The next magazine, oh sweet, there's like a more clear image of the ogres. Let me see if we can boost this up too and get really good and close. That's what they look like back then. What an interesting concept. Boy, they completely changed by the time we got them. Those ogres look so different from the final version of them. It's not related to FF, but I'm always curious about games. Okay, here's a couple more pages, and we can really go in depth with these. And it looks as if, hold on, I'm gonna be able to find out for sure. Hang on. They pointed out a couple of things that are different. I kind of want to see it for myself first. Oh, okay, I see. The shop owners are different from the final version. Like, what is this over here? This guy. What is that? Yeah, the shop owners are completely different. That's kind of neat. It looks like by the time that this magazine came out, all of the ports were fixed, so that's cool. So the game absolutely had a bit more finality to it. Let's check out that next page. Maybe there's something else weird we can find. Cornelia looks regular. I don't think that these trees were there in the original, and this looks completely different. And what is this guy? I don't know what that is. Everything else looks about the same. The Chaos Shrine looks normal. Oh, the bats are gone from the Chaos Shrine. There are no bats. Gosh, I could do this stuff all day. Oh, okay, yeah, I was right. There were no trees there, and the bats were gone. Not any normal bats. Oh, something happened. We can't look at this particular cover of whatever. I'll see if I can't. No, man. I hope that I can get a hold of it. Oh, it worked. Okay, great. It looks like in this, it looks like the sprites are just a little different. Let me see if we can go farther in. Do they look different to you? Or is it just really weird compression on the image? It looks as if they're slightly different. And also this creature doesn't, this lady doesn't show up in normal gameplay. But I don't know. They look different, but they kind of don't at the same time. And I'm wondering if it's just like an image compression problem. It looks like that's it. And that's a shame. I need more of that. Click this playlist to go back through all of the videos I made on the development of FF1. My name is Leonard Phillips, and you've just explored the Returner's Hideout. Love you.